it's a little squishy. Season 3 starts now. We left Naples, headed to Alva, Florida. We're at W.P. Franklin Campground. It's supposed to be record highs today.
93, 94 degrees,
Yeah.
hot. Luckily we're in the shade, so it's not quite as bad.
Oh, there's this nice tree here. There's a nice little breeze coming in.
We're on the river. It's a great view. Got a drink in hand.
Yeah,
We're good to go.
we're ready. Yeah, it's beautiful here and it's very peaceful. Much different from where we just came from.
It's a little crammed, packed in, kind of like sardines. The typical RV resort. Not as much of a, campground that you have the state park and county parks and city parks. Just more open space. You just have more room to stretch out.
Yes, and this is our view. Is this a rough life?
So whenever they talk about Army Corps of Engineers, when it comes to letting out water from Lake Okeechobee, this is where they're talking about letting out the water throughout the Caloosahatchee River, and then this is what goes down into the Gulf of Mexico, and unfortunately is the cause of red tide. The more water they let out, the worse things are.
I might have gone a little overboard with my veggie cutting. He's got a nice big pile to...
Where am I gonna put all this? Delicious and healthy.
It's actually one of our staples. We like to take whatever produce we have, usually add tofu to it, and then Ryan throws in some spices and puts it on the grill, or we'll put it in a pot inside if it's, not as nice out, or if it's too windy. Because the Blackstone doesn't do as well if it's super windy. But that's what's easy for us. And since we're moving along so quickly, every 3-4 days we're on the road again, so we can stop and get more fresh produce. So healthy and fairly easy.
Shake, shake, shake. Shake, shake, shake. Not shaking my baby.
And now there's plenty left over for lunch tomorrow. What did you find?
How cool is this? Besides the stain and the spill on the seat, we're going to disregard that. But the U.S. Army Corps of Engineers developed like this cool little thing where you can charge your cell phones by placing them right here for wireless charging. And then you got USB charging. How cool is that? Look, all around. And they got different charge ports over here too, besides just that. Looks like USB-C and USB.
It's got all the solar panels up top.
Yeah.
And you have a beautiful view.
Which is like the best. Like that's the most important thing overall, right? Solid. You ain't moving a hitch. We're here.
Got my bucket.
We've arrived. We got our buckets in hand and we're ready to pick some produce. Where are we?
So the sign that we saw when we came in said Cracker Shack, which we thought was kind of funny, so looked into it. That's more the restaurant, but there's 31 produce. So you can either pick your own, or you can go into their little, it's like a little farmer's market kind of
Yeah, they
set
got
up.
little produce refrigerators. Everything's kind of set up that you can be able to either just grab what you want or go out to the farm and start picking.
So we're gonna try picking ourselves. We're kind of at the end of strawberry season, so I don't know if we'll find much, but we want to get a lot more veggies. We kind of ran out. We had a big meal the other day. It cleared us out.
It happens a lot. When you're in an RV full time, there's not much room, so you're always going to picking produce, I guess.
In this case.
picking going?
Actually, really good. I wasn't sure if we'd find any,
Yeah, okay.
but we have quite a few.
I'm impressed. We know how to pick some strawberries.
We do. Haven't done this since I was a kid, and I'm guessing Ryan either.
Yeah, I can't remember the last time that I've actually done it.
Yeah, been a long time, but clearly still got a knack for it.
Guess we're gonna check out the rest of the produce, but I think we're good on the strawberries. These are tiny eggplants. Are these the appropriate size? Do we keep you searching?
I think that's probably pretty good.
I don't know. I feel like we need to keep searching.
Typical man, always looking for bigger.
Bit back.
You see a tomato bucket.
Yeah, tomatoes, eggplants, we're good. Well, I think we found enough peppers and strawberries and green beans and pretty much everything. I think we're all set for a good meal.
Or two.
Now we got 2.3 pounds of strawberries.
Would you like a strawberry?
We got a couple.
We got a lot more than we expected, honestly.
They're so good.
Yeah,
They're so good.
really sweet and flavored. Now we are a little bit more out of season though, so it's starting to get
It's the end.
of
We're
season,
pushing
but
it. They're really good.
I think we still found a couple that were just good.
Yeah,
a
you
couple,
know, like
couple.
2 pounds or something.
I'm sure the fields are a lot more flourishing and prosperous, or a lot nicer when it's in the middle or in the beginning of season in itself. But we had a good time. You did find a little muddy spots that was there.
Yeah, and I probably should have thought of that ahead of time, but I didn't. So if you have older shoes or maybe some type of like waterproof shoes, you might want to wear those because you might be sloshing around a little bit. Not horrible, but just in some spots.
I feel like I found most of the dry spots that were
Go
there.
figure.
I don't know how she found. She must have walked in and it was just like the deepest part of the rut that was there. And I somehow found the dry areas because she was like, "Oh, my feet are all wet." And I was like, "What?
Mm-hmm.
No." So yeah, it just depends. Just watch where you're walking or wear some old shoes. You'll be fine.
Agreed. And the other thing is Ryan kind of pricked himself on some of the produce. So
Oh yeah, eggplant. I've never picked an eggplant before, but I will tell you the stem part that's coming from the eggplant, it's a little spiky. I had no idea. I've never picked an eggplant before, so that was interesting.
So you could consider bringing gloves as well, but
Yeah.
most of the stuff you don't need it for.
This has to be my wife's most favorite thing, and that is weighing the truck and trailer. Got a new truck, got the trailer's the same, but got new, different as far as weight, moving things around just because the truck can weigh more than the trailer. So we're heading the cat scale. Let's do it.
In my defense, he likes to weigh this all the time. And I understand that for legal purposes, it is good. You know, you want to make sure that you are within your weight and you're within the weight that your truck can handle. Because insurance companies will be very quick to find that out and back out on reimbursing you for any damages if you're over. So I get that. But my husband has this obsession, I think, with weighing the trailer. So I said, okay, if you upgrade the truck, which can tow more, then we don't need to weigh the trailer anymore. You know, unless we're doing something significant to it. He agreed until now. He's like, oh, no, we gotta weigh it.
I have to say one thing though, and most other RVers that tow will probably agree with me, is that now it's not as much the truck, it's now more how much can we fit in the trailer. So that's more the point of the story. But to convince the wife, it wasn't easy.
It's okay. We'll do it one final time. You know, we added a couple things to the trailer, but we also took some things away. So I don't think it'll be a huge difference. I don't think we'll be outside our boundaries. But if you want a glance at how this works, here you go. The cat scales are one way, so you'll see a sign on one side that says do not enter, and the other side says enter.
Just before you pull on the cat scale, remove your weight distribution setup, then pull onto the scales until you get to the first line. Your vehicle should be on the first box by itself. Put chocks on the trailer tires down, lower your tongue jack onto the second box. The tires of the trailer will be on the second and third scales depending on your setup. The tongue of the trailer should be raised slightly above the ball to make sure all the weight is off the truck. It's $13 now.
Another reason why I don't want to do this too often. It's an added expense. It says communicating with scale.
Got it.
Okay.
Don't forget to make sure all people and pets are in the truck during the weighing process. Once you're done with the weighing process, load the trailer on the truck hitch. If someone is waiting behind you, pull forward so they can use the scale while you reattach your weight distribution setup. For more information, check the description below. I don't see anything. It's like the weirdest thing in the world. I was getting over and all of a sudden, like all this white smoke just went pouring out of one of the two tires on the driver's side. But it seems fine. I don't know if there was just dust or something in the lane where the markers were, but it's never a dull day.
Do have TPMS and it says everything's fine, but it still helps to check for yourself.
Do you ever feel like we pack too much?
I think we packed just the right amount. It just happens to be a lot.
It's constant packing. Over and over and over. The dogs, the water, the treats, the snacks, the food, the sprays, I think we spend the same amount of time trying to pack everything and also hike all in one.
In an upcoming video, we'll show you everything that goes into our hiking gear so you can see
just how long it takes us and how much stuff we pack in of every little necessity, every little thing we think we may need. It's like Boy Scout, Girl Scouts times like 100.
we're ready for anything.
Pretty much. Yes, we are. See, and this is why you don't have dogs fed vegetables, because they just eat grass all day long and over and over and over again. This is our dogs that we feed little green pepper, little squash too. They make themselves sick.
Eggplant.
Yeah. Yeah, they make themselves sick then. So good, goes to show you don't always feed your dogs vegetables.
Since the last campground we're at didn't have much for trails, we decided we would go above and beyond at this campground to hit the trails.
Yeah, after having not hiked and just gone on little short walks, half mile, quarter mile little walks, we went on 7 miles. 7 miles.
But in all fairness, come on, we weren't going up a mountain. It wasn't anything all that strenuous.
That's true. That's true.
But it was long, and we took the dogs with us,
Yep.
so they're a little tired.
Yeah, Savage is about passed out. She's her old lady self is getting a little exhausted.
They did great though. We forgot to tell you how much the trailer weighs. We know you guys are sitting on the edge of your seat wondering how much does she weigh, and I would like to go on record to say that I was guessing 8,400. Ryan guessed 85.
Yeah, I was thinking more 85, 86. I was worried we started putting a little too much weight in there, but she got it.
8,400 pounds.
Yeah.
So truck and trailer, 16,500 pounds. So just over 8 tons.
We got this.